What up, everybody out there? You will tune into the Man Cave Sports Podcast. Lights out. Drop that beat.
Drew on the keys on this shit now.
Welcome in. Hold the applause. It's your boy G Money back to the hosting duties this week. Got my man Jay with me this week. How's it going, Jay?
What up, man? I'm chilling, bro. You looking different, looking good over there, man.
Yeah, I mean, y'all ain't seen me for a couple of weeks. You know, they get Grizzly Man out here. No Shave November. We going down. We going old head style right now. Let it grow. I don't know how long this hair got left.
Hey, it's all good, man. I ain't mad at it. I like the look, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
I rock with it.
Welcome y'all to the Man Cave Sports Podcast. You can find us on Google, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Search 6/13 Faye Faye Productions, and you will find us everywhere. YouTube, all that good stuff. Find me at G Money Caveman on Twitter. And hey, I'm starting to get a following out there. I'm working on it. Tell them where he finds you, Jay.
Hey, man, y'all can find me on Jae Jones on all platforms, Twitter, Facebook, IG, TikTok. I'm all over the place, man. Holla at me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it's been a few weeks since we've been out this thing. What's been popping for you, man? Tell us.
Man, it's crazy because the last time when Soul Man was joining us and you were out, I kind of took shots at you for being sick, and then I ended up getting sick. So, so I've been trying to get over a cold or whatever. But outside of that, all is well, man. Teams
was it just the cold, or did you have the Rona? You got the Rona?
Nah. It was just a regular common cold, but I did take a COVID test, anything like that. So I'm feeling good. Feeling great, just trying to get back to normal. Got my little tea with me right here.
Hey,
so yeah,
glad to hear that.
I missed you, man. I missed you.
Hey, I got my own little COVID test, rapid test right here. It's called the Henny Swag here. It knocks it all out.
I need some of that right there.
Called as the new vaccine. It's better than that J&J stuff be giving out.
My man, I love it, man.
For real though, I was with you, man. It's been going down at my job. A lot of people been coming down with it. I've taken like 3 tests this week, and I've COVID free still, baby. You can't get me.
Yeah, can't get me. I'm the same way.
Knock on wood, though.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, man. But yeah, how you been though, man?
Hey man, I'm glad to be back out here, podcast and stuff. I miss this stuff and everything. It's been fun. We missed a lot of big things, We're gonna get back into those things. A couple things we missed since we've been off and whatever. But first off, we got some up and coming stuff right here. We got former guest to the show, Coach Sam, coach of the Blair Blazers high school football team in Montgomery County. He got a 9-1 season this year. Only had 1 loss, and it is playoff time. It is playoff time. So we want to give a shout out to those guys, Coach Sam. We're gonna talk about him right here. But you got anything you want to say first?
Nah, man. You spoke about the playoff win. We've been following, like you said, all year, and we had Coach on. He talked to us and he delivered a message, and man, they've been living up to it. So, hey, man, definitely shout out to the Blair Blazers, man. They doing their thing.
Now you said playoff. They won the playoff, right? Who did he beat in the playoffs?
So they beat my old high school. They beat Einstein. They beat Einstein 28-0, matter of fact. So I'll take the time out to give a shout out to Einstein, to Coach Marcus Mayo. I just found out. I went to high school with him as well, and he's the coach over there at Einstein. I know that the season didn't go how they wanted it to go, but they're on they're on up and coming. But but Blair, they came out and they did their thing, man. They did what they were supposed to do. They handled business, and they going to the next round.
Yes.
Shout out them boys, man.
Hey,
they moving, man.
They
look
are
good.
moving, and one of the people that helped them move, that everybody says it's quarterbacks. Quarterbacks make teams move. They're the leader of the pack usually. You got a guy by Kendall Anderson. He is a top 12 quarterback in the state of Maryland. In the entire state of Maryland, you got a guy from Blair right now. He's got on the season 21 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, over 1,500 yards passing, 300 yards rushing. So he's top 12 in the state passing yards right now. So he's killing it out there. I mean, Commanders, why y'all could pick him up almost, right?
Hey, and I mean, and he throws a nice football, man. Like the ball accuracy that he puts on the receivers, like he can do it in the pocket, he can do it on the run, like he can do it all from any area on the field that you need him to. Like he's definitely the engine that gets those guys moving, man. Definitely shout out him. He's got some guys out there catching them too.
Oh yeah.
He got some
two senior wide receivers out there for him. We got Avon Williams, averaging 61 yards a game. He got 8 touchdowns on the season. Also, last year's leading receiver for them, Jamal Worrell. He's averaging 46 yards a game. He got 7 touchdowns on the season. I did see another stat. He had 8 touchdowns on the season. He might have caught one in the playoffs there, possibly.
Yeah. I mean,
he's been doing big things.
They putting up numbers, man. They putting up numbers offensively. They defense is out there, doing what they do. They holding their own and knocking things down. And they got a nice mob. They definitely got a nice mob. I'm definitely rooting for them, man. Definitely rooting for them.
Like I watched some not college, but I watched high school football before. So you have a team that's making passing touchdowns like this. It's not routinely when you watch high school football games. Like you don't see people out there just slinging the rock. So you have that kind of aspect for your team. It is game change. But usually, they just hand the ball off in high school, do a lot misdirections and stuff like that. They got a guy, Cam Reynolds. This guy, he's a baller. He's on both sides of the field, dominating, averaging 90 yards a game, 11 touchdowns on the season as a rusher. Also, the leading tackler on the defense. He's number 14 in the state of Maryland with 94 tackles as well. So, Cam Reynolds, shout out to you. Both sides of the ball. You was both doing business, homie.
Hey,
keep it up.
Hey, hell yeah, that's fucking phenomenal right there, man. And the amount of work that they put in, when we had Coach up here, he was talking about the work that they put in the off season and things like that. And this is the time of the year. Hey, that shit pays off, man. And they went through the season, one loss, and bring that chip back, man.
Hell yeah, they going up against Wise. Last year, they faced Wise last year in the playoffs in the same divisional matchup where he was, and it wasn't a good look. They lost 62-2. So Wise has been doing work out there. They got a running back averaging 100, almost 120 a game. He's top 20 in Maryland with almost 20 touchdowns on the season, top 10 in Maryland. So defense with calling y'all out right now, Blazers defense. Cam Reynolds, leading tackler. You got a couple other guys. Defense is a team game. Everybody on the team needs to do the work. Y'all need to step up out there. All right.
Let's get it done, man. Let's get it done, man.
Let's go, Blazers.
Good time.
Y'all's time. Y'all built this thing right here. Okay.
Hey, man. Shout out to our we got to shout out our producer too, man. He spoke to the young Blazers. You know what I'm saying? He spoke to them, and former Blair alumni. So he spoke to them, gave them some good motivational speeches and everything like that, man. So getting them young fellas ready, man. 613 style, man. So definitely shout out Mike too. Shout out Blair for having them there too.
Y'all building the culture over there, man.
Hey, man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I'm gonna try to get out there.
Hell yeah. So another thing that since we've been gone, we've had the World Series has been played and won by a team.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Houston Astros, man.
Hey.
Houston Astros.
We did call that, right?
Matter of fact, you called it. You said Astros in 6, and it was the Astros in 6. So you called it. You called it, man.
Mark one for the good guy here.
Yeah, you called it. So they got him one.
Yep.
How did you feel, man?
I guess this is a legit one, right?
Yeah, this is legit. This
is legit. No scandals or nothing, right?
Yeah, man. And I was happy for him. I was happy for him. I wasn't happy for the team. I was happy for the manager. So they go 1-1, I guess. I was happy for Dusty Baker, and I think a lot of players were happy for Dusty. A lot of fans were happy for Dusty Baker because he finally won one as a coach. Yeah. You know, he's a former Brave. You know, he was there when Hank Aaron hit his 744 home run. So he's been a coach for a few different teams in the league. So to see him finally get one, you know, I was happy for Dusty. So shout out to Dusty Baker and the Houston Astros for getting it done.
And I feel like that's why the Astros hired him, because everybody wants to see Dusty win. So they're like, yo, we won't be the bad guys if we got Dusty with us, you know?
Yeah.
We might still be the bad guys, but, you know, people might like us more. We got Dusty.
Yeah. You know, and I mean, they only got 5 players left from that team. So, you know, majority of the team is gone and things like that. So yeah, man, they got Dusty to kind of smooth things over, so you couldn't be too mad at him. You couldn't boo him, couldn't hate him, anything like that. But yeah, they finally got one. They've been to the World Series 4 out of the last 6 years. So
yeah,
I mean,
they got a nice squad over there. They got the greatest bullpen in the history of playoff baseball. That's what we witnessed this past playoffs for MLB playoffs.
And I was going to say, it was history being made because they did a no-hitter that was thrown.
They did have a team no-hitter thrown.
Team no-hitter that was thrown. And, it was only 2 of those thrown in the World Series. The first one was by, what's his name? Don Larson, back in 1956. So shout out to the Astros pitching. They got it done. And Jeremy Pena, MVP.
Yeah. Rookie
MVP. So he's the 3rd rookie to win that award, You know who the other 2 guys were, G? You're a pretty informative guy,
God, I would be throwing darts out of no left field right now.
Yeah, one is like in the 50s. The other one is in 1997. And he played with the Marlins. You can remember that team.
Oh, was it Miggy?
Nah, it was Livin Hernandez.
Oh, okay. He came to the Nationals for a quick second too there.
Yeah. So he Jeremy Pena joins Livan Hernandez and Larry Sherry as the 3 rookies to win the MVP award in the World Series. And then Jeremy Pena became the 9th player to win the Championship Series trophy MVP and the World Series trophy. So a lot of history being made during the World Series. So shout out to Jeremy Pena and, Houston Astros.
Those 2 other guys you mentioned, they never became anything major, it feels like, right? So could it just be if you do this as a rookie, like you just got hot for a second?
I mean, Jeremy Pena had a hit in all 6 games, and he had he ended on a 7-game hitting streak going far as back as the American League Championship Series. So I don't know. I hope that's. I ain't gonna be mad, but it does kind of seem like that it could be going that way. So.
Right,
we gotta keep an eye on him. See what he do next year.
We do.
Let me ask you this though. One quick question: do you think the Astros are considered are a dynasty?
I mean, you've been to 4 out of 6 World Series. I feel like you got to be considered a dynasty almost, really. Okay. In this day and time, because the way things get changed and flippy floppy and people trading and stuff, to be that consistent. I'd give him that look.
Yeah, I just want somebody to beat them. I'm tired of seeing the Astros, man. Tired of seeing them.
Hey, I 100% agree with that.
I'm tired. So
Speaking of tired of something, you know, I guess Kevin Durant, the Nets owner, got tired of Steve Nash, and he had to make a change. And you know, there was rumors they were going after Boston's coach. He said it was rumors was it was like a done deal.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that shit happened within like hours.
They were like, yo, this is going down and it's about to happen and people are gonna be upset about it. Yeah. And I guess they were catching way too much flack and they just pushed it to the side, pushed it to the back burner or something. And we got a not a young guy, but an older guy, back in the day guy, Jacques Vaughn, as the interim coach, and they gave him the job.
Yeah, well, from what I've read and gathered, they got Udoka, and because of the situation that happened with Kyrie, they decided to backtrack it because they felt like it would be too much. Like it would be too much distraction between the quote unquote anti-Semitic the situation going with Kyrie, and then bringing Udoka from the situation that he had and dealing with Boston. So they felt like that was too much distraction. So they said, you know what? We just gonna go with Jacques Vaughn, you know, somebody we know, and that's in-house. So from what I read, that's why they decided to go with Jacques Vaughn over Ime Udoka.
This is his second run as a head coach in Brooklyn. Actually, he also was an interim coach for a little while in 2019, 2020, but was also Orlando Magic head coach for a while with not so great of records there. At all. It was hopefully
bad.
He took notes and he learned something, and see what happens. How do you think it's going to work out for Jacques Vaughn?
I mean, it was looking good. And, you know, I think they started off, they beat the Knicks. I think right now they're 2-2 right now under Jacques Vaughn. They just had a really ugly loss the other night against Sacramento. They got smacked. They gave up 153 points. They got Portland as their next game. I think Brooklyn, just period. I think it's a team. It's just got a lot going on, man. Like it's bad, man. Like with all the talent that they've come across, that they can't get it together. Like you want to say that they're gonna be a playoff team, but they got so many distractions. I think they'll get into the playoffs, but I don't think they'll get too far in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, you know, they got
same area we went out last year.
Yeah, basically. I mean, you know, I was a huge, you know, avid for Brooklyn. You know, I'm a huge KD fan. You know, KD's coming out talking shit about his teammates. You know, Kyrie, the situation with, you know, they suspended him. Then Ben Simmons, you know, that's another issue that's bothering them. They're talking about trading Ben Simmons. So it's like they can never get focused on basketball. So they're probably just, you know, they'll play enough mediocre teams to get to the playoffs and then probably get bounced in the first round. Yep.
This whole whirlwind, I feel like, started with James Harden, right?
I don't even think it started with James Harden, man. I think James Harden saw it and was trying to get out. I just think I don't want to say you bring KD and Kyrie together, like that's what you were going to get. But, you know, I just think that it was bad when they brought Nash in. When they brought Steve Nash in, I thought that was the bad decision. Not because I just didn't think that he was the best fit to coach Brooklyn. Where you go, G? You still there you go. Hey. All right. But I think just because I don't think Steve Nash was a good fit, and then, you know, then the COVID stuff popped off, and then, you know, all that stuff popped off. So they just haven't been able to really focus on basketball, period. Like ever since they've gotten together, you know. whether it be injuries, whether it be COVID shit, whether it be whatever. Like
let's speak on one of these reasons. Mr. Kyrie Irving. He's still suspended at the moment. He's not playing. He's coming back this weekend, I think.
Yeah, he'll be back against Memphis.
What do you think of, how do you feel about this whole situation with how he got suspended, for how long it was supposed to be and it still is, and the stipulations on coming back?
I don't think, me personally, I don't think he should have got suspended. He didn't say anything. He tweeted something. From what I've seen and what I've read about Kyrie, I didn't think Kyrie was anti-Semitic. I think he was just trying to find out things about him and his culture. And I think he was just putting something out for those who wanted to dive into, what he's into, find out more about themselves and where they come from. I think he was trying to do that. I don't think he was trying to cause any of this controversy, but it's Kyrie. So I feel like anything Kyrie does, it gets magnified. So I don't think they should have gave him 5-game suspension just to have a conversation with him, just to come back and say, hey, he's not anti-Semitic. Everybody in the league basically said, we know he's not anti-Semitic. So, and then the stipulations they gave him to come back, I didn't think that was needed neither. But, again, Kyrie is somebody they feel like, anytime he says something, it's got to be magnified. Like, he had put out a few other tweets before that. Nobody said anything about it. And then,
he thought he could just do whatever he wanted. Then maybe he was like,
but he tweeted a link. He's not in it. He didn't do anything anybody else wouldn't do. We see players of all sports. They put things out. They
players, politicians,
they advertise. Yeah, everybody does it. So for him to get, for him to have to deal with what he had to deal with because of it, I just didn't think it was right. Like, if you disagree with him, and that's fine, so I didn't think he should have been suspended for it. But that's what they felt. I feel like they've been kind of after Kyrie ever since, there was talks of him trying to get players to create their own league when they were going into the bubble. I feel like during that period of time, he's kind of had a target on his back for, his actions and things that he does. So do you think the league is doing him similar to how they did the NFL did Cap, or you think he could get blackballed possibly? I don't think so. I do think people are kind of tired of Kyrie. It could happen. I don't want to say that it won't, because the NBA has been known to do things of that nature to other players in the past. But I think after a certain point, it probably could happen. Wouldn't be surprised. I think a lot of higher ups are tired of Kyrie, whether it be his availability to play or just constantly speaking out. Like, they're just going to be tired of him after a point in time. Nike cut ties with him. Nike was already on the bubble with him as far as him speaking out. And so this just gave them a reason to speak out. This just gave him more of a reason to cut ties with him. You know what I'm saying? And, even Joe Tsai, his own owner, from what I was trying to do some research on, he not as clean as he's supposed to be as well. So,
nobody's as clean as they look. That's for sure.
Right. So, so I think eventually at some point in time, they probably will get rid of Kyrie. They probably will be like, enough is enough. We don't want him in the league anymore.
Does KD start the rumors to get him out the league?
Nah, I don't think KD has an issue with Kyrie. I don't think he has an issue. I think he may have his moments where, of course, he disagrees with Kyrie, but I don't think he'll throw Kyrie under the bus.
I think his issue with Kyrie is just be on the fucking floor with me and let's play some fucking ball.
That's what
point blank.
And I think he just wants it. He just wants to win. And the closest they've got, Kyrie was there, and then he went out with an injury. against Milwaukee. So I think KD just wants him to be on the floor and available as much as possible. And all this other bullshit stops Kyrie from getting on the floor.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that.
So, but
sliding different directions out here. We got college football. We got Alabama with two losses this year. Not one, but two. It pretty much kicks them out of the college football playoffs almost at the moment. There's always a chance. They make their way back in there because they're Alabama, strength of schedule, just respect towards them. Right now, college football playoffs go, the 4 teams in. We got Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan,
Go
and
Blue.
TCU. Horned Frogs.
And Tennessee out on the 5th.
Tennessee's on the outskirts as number 5, LSU at 6, USC 7. Then we got Alabama and then Clemson at 9.
Hey, go Blue. Let's go.
Yeah, that's your squad.
Yeah, man.
That's your squad right there. So what do you think about this Alabama team with 2 losses this season?
Man, it's surprising. We haven't seen Alabama lose. Not did they just lose 2 games. They lost 2 straight games. They lost 2 games in a row. So we haven't seen Alabama lose 2 games in a row since 2010. Since 2010 was the last time they lost 2 games in a row before the Iron Bowl. So I was reading something as well that was saying they think the players' NIL deals could possibly be look at G.
Sorry, listeners.
It's all good.
Little time out here.
It's all good. Hey, she don't like Alabama neither, and I love it.
Hey.
I love it.
Roll nobody.
Yeah, definitely. But nah, man, I mean, it's surprising. You see Nick Saban's team lose 2 in a row. So I ain't mad at it. I'm always for shaking things up and having new contenders. I'm always rooting for underdogs. So, I love to see it. So I'm cool with it, man. I just need my boys to come through. Come on, let's go Blue, baby.
You think Alabama gets another loss this season to tie the most losses ever for a Nick Saban team?
I gotta look at the rest of the schedule. Let me see. You know who they got the last 3? Let me see. Hold on.
I don't got off the top of my head here.
Hold on. I got you. I don't.
Why you looking? No, I'll throw some other stuff out there. Every season that Alabama has had 2 losses, other than another season he went back-to-back 2 losses. They came back the next season and won a championship. So that's what you're gonna hear all the Roll Tide fans talking about. I promise you that.
Yeah, man. They got Austin P next, and they got Auburn after that, and then after that, it's the playoffs. So I think they should win. I think they win both those games. I think they win both.
Yeah.
So I don't see any issues with that, man.
And
but I love to see
got a chance, depending on how the SEC playoffs is, because if they get in that the SEC like finals for the championship of the SEC, that can always elevate them somehow or another into the mix.
Yeah, it depends what Tennessee does as well. And Tennessee, they've got South Carolina, which is a pretty, you got to be careful. Watch for Tennessee. And then you've got, I think that's all. And then Tennessee has Vanderbilt. So depending on what Tennessee does, as well as maybe Georgia. But I don't see neither one of them losing. Georgia
feels disrespected this year. We have heard of talk about everybody. They've been ranked below teams and they've been undefeated the whole year, and they're still just rolling on folks.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would be this good. Losing, I think they lost 15 to 18 players in last year's draft. So I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think that they would be sitting at number 1 at this point in time in the season. So, but they balling. Them boys out there balling.
Going from Coach Saban to another coach, a new coach. Indianapolis Colts hired not a former coach, but an ESPN analyst, Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday said, "Hey, call me Jeff Sunday because that's what I do. I win on Sundays." No coaching experience at all. At a college or pro level. He did coach. It was Hebron Christian Academy from 2017 to 2020, which is a private little high school, about 1,100 kids there. They made the playoffs, but he ain't never won nothing there other than that. So
yeah, I guess that works. I mean, hey, I coach my little son's little PB football team as well. You know,
put your resume out there.
Might as well. Shit, hey, might as well. Shit, it don't seem to take much.
Do you think he looked on Indeed.com or something like that? Or where did he find this?
Man, that shit is terrible, man. I mean, I know he's well connected. You know, he's well connected with Irsay, man, and it's just like, damn, you know.
I mean, the Colts fans ain't gonna hate on him because you know they love the guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and when we beat, I don't mean to take this back to Tennessee, but when we beat Tennessee, when we beat Indy, I thought they were going to fire Frank right then because Jim Irsay had been talking the whole offseason about the importance of beating Tennessee and being winning the AFC South. So the fact that they lost to us twice, got swept, I figured he was going to get fired, but I didn't think they would go with Jeff Saturday. Like, that shit is just terrible, man. Like, I mean, you well connected, and you know that's how the NFL is. You know, it's players. Coaches get the positions because of who they know, and that's how he got it.
All about who you know, and that's in real life for real too.
Yeah, so he got the position. I mean, he wasn't technically qualified for it, but hey,
I did like his little speech or whatever that he was like, "Look, I can coach grown men. You know, I know how to instill winning things and stuff. I've been in winning locker rooms and everything like that." I like what the guy said. He is the first head coach without any prior college or professional coaching to ever get a job in the NFL, except for another guy, Norm Van Brocklin, with the Minnesota Vikings in 1961.
Hey, how long did he last? Do you know? Like, was he?
Oh, I should have looked that part up too.
Man, I'm interested to see how long Jeff Saturday is here for, man. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on the outcome. I mean, he got his first win of the season against Oakland last week. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how he finishes out the season and how players respond.
He started off 1-0. I mean, does he retire right now and say, "Hey, I'm great"? You know?
Hey, never been defeated. Well, hey, he got the Eagles this week, and they a little upset this week. So, I don't know, man. That shit is just bullshit. It's not surprising, but it's just bullshit to me. But hey, more power to Jeff Sunday.
So Van Brocklin, losing record. Then he gets one winning season, and from then on, basically, he gets hired again in Atlanta for somehow or another, and still loses there the whole time. But he had Fran Tarkenton as his quarterback, and he did not like the way Fran Tarkenton would scramble around, and he wouldn't stay in the pocket. So that's what got him out of Minnesota, and it's probably for the better for that team.
Yeah, you know, what can you say, right? You know, how can you? Yeah,
Fran Tarkenton was pretty good quarterback, as I can recall.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He's pretty good. He was all right.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I don't know if they're Fran Tarkenton's level, but these local cats, these Commander fans, Redskins fans, Washington football team fans, whatever you want to call yourselves out there, we got a controversy here. Y'all thought we had a controversy in Dallas quarterback. We got Taylor Heineke and Carson Wentz.
Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
Oh man. Hey. And I'll tell you what, this is definitely this should be talked about in every DC, Maryland bar all day long, all night long, and I would love to hear every side of it. What's your take on the situation for these two?
Obviously, you go with Taylor Heineke. Carson Wentz, the offense just looked flat. They didn't look like they could do too much of anything. There's something about Tyler Heineke. What is it? Tyler or Taylor?
Taylor Heineke. Heineke.
Well, whatever. I'm gonna get his name. I'm gonna get his name right. I feel bad for mispronouncing his name, but I think they go with Heineke. You know, he obviously he gets the team responds a lot better when he's in at quarterback. He's able to make plays. He's been winning, which is the most important thing of it all. It's unfortunately because they're paying Carson Wentz's $28.5 million contract, so it sucks on that aspect. But I mean, hey, continue with Heineke, man. Like, I mean, you can't go back to Carson Wentz after you just beat the Eagles, bro. You can't. Taylor Heineke, okay. So you can't go back to Carson Wentz after you just beat the Eagles in Philly, bro. Unless he gets hurt, you can't go back to him. Like, you just can't. He's got to have a shitty ass game. He's
got the whole team's chains around his neck coming back on the airplane too.
Yeah,
and he buys
man.
his teammates Jordans. How can the team not like this guy?
How can you not like that? Yeah, and he buys them Jordans from the team colors that they beat. Right. Yep. So he got
the guys Jordan 4s, metallic green Jordan 4s, and then he got the linemen some other Jordans. He's like, I ain't spending that much on the linemen. They don't rock it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Now, this is my question. Do you go with Taylor Heineke long term? Because that's going to be the question. But I'm going to hear what you going to say about Mr. Heineke and Mr. Wentz.
Let's look at the numbers. You know what I'm talking about here. Let's look at the numbers. 2021, Taylor Heineke. He is 7-10 as the starter. He plays all 17 games. They're third place in NFC East. Obviously not in the playoffs. 65% completion percentage, 3,400 yards, 20 touchdowns for the season. That's 17 games with 20 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That's not good quality quarterbacking, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's not going to get you where you need to go. This year, Taylor Heineke, record 3-1. Let's see what the numbers say. Still, 62% completion percentage, which is lower than last year. 840 yards right now, which would be about the same yardage as before, and 5 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. You add times that by 4, that is identical stuff. Numbers again you're seeing from the guy. So don't get me wrong. Hey, I like the kid. I like what he brings. You know, he will put his ass on the line and all out there any play of the season for his guys. And I think that's why all his teammates love the kid, because he will scramble his ass off and he will do anything in his power to make that play and do what he can to win the game. And respect to him for that. But it's an NFL league, This ain't no Bush League stuff. This ain't no backyard football stuff out here. Carson Wentz last year, 2021. His numbers, 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That's more respectable. About the same amount of yardage. This year,
man,
they were 2-4 under Carson Wentz. So that's no bueno. Don't get me wrong. He had 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. I mean, numbers-wise, Carson Wentz is doing better things for you, but Taylor Heineke just brings a different element to the game. I feel like it's similar to almost what Vince Young brought to y'all. Vince Young was a winner, right? Vince Young he's a winner. He wins games, and that's what he does. And now, Taylor Heineke hasn't won games for a whole season, so it's a little bit different. Hey, there it is. I love that. I love that guy, man.
Hey, Go ahead. No, I figured that. Go ahead, man.
I mean, you kind of in like you think you're getting the win with Taylor Heineke, but it's not going to work out in the end, my Commander friends. It's not going to work out.
So that's what I'm saying. I think he's a temporary. I think you let him finish the season out, but he's not the long-term answer.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz had better numbers, but they didn't equal the wins.
Exactly.
So it's like, do you take shitty numbers in a W, or do you take good numbers in a loss? So I just think that's where they're at. I think Taylor Heineke is a good jump start. You know, you definitely not trying to pay. I mean, I'm not knocking him. I don't want to take away anybody getting their bag. But I mean, you just gave the numbers. Are you willing to pay 28 million, 30 million a year for those kind of numbers?
Please do it. Please do it, Snyder. My last wish before you leave the team, pay that man as your starting quarterback.
Hey man, like, you know, so I think he's a good temporary solution. I think he's doing what he's supposed to do as a backup quarterback, kind of like Philly with Nick Foles when Carson Wentz went down before. Nick Foles came in, gave the team some juice. They ended up winning the Super Bowl. Not to say that Taylor Heineke's going to do that, but, you know, he brought a little different
fucking
element.
better not do that. I will cry if you do that.
Yeah, so, but, you know.
Hey, I agree with you, though. You can't bench this guy. You can't bench him right now. He just beat the undefeated Eagles.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong, the Eagles are undefeated. They're all NFC East. We got a soft schedule. Can we admit to that? Our schedule might be the juiciest that has ever been produced in a long time. I told you before we looked at the schedule and we predicted wins for the Cowboys. I said, yo, there's no way we don't get double digits out here easily. Looking at the schedule.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you know, I don't know where the Redskins. I don't know where the Commanders go for as far as quarterback. I mean, you gotta let both of them go. I mean, you maybe can keep Taylor as a backup and go for, you know, in a draft. But now, unless Taylor comes out and fucking stinks it up against Houston, like, you can't. That's the only way. Like, he's got to have a really, really shitty ass game, like really, really shitty game for you to go back to Carson Wentz.
And I mean, Carson Wentz is still, quote unquote, not ready as they say.
Yeah, because
I don't think if he's ready, that's when the controversy starts. The hype starts more.
Yeah, I don't think Commander fans are rushing for him to come back.
No way. They were calling for his head earlier, so there's no way they wanted him back right now.
But I'm gonna be honest with you too. They're healthy. The Commanders got Johan Dotson back. They got Logan Thompson back. They got Robinson back. Gibson. So they got a lot of their weapons back.
And their defense is playing better too.
And guess who else is coming back on the defense? Chase Young. So, you know, I don't know, you know, how I think Wentz had I think he had a full offense for the most part as he started the season. But, you know, I'm with Heineke. Go with Heineke until it goes south, you know.
Yeah. We will see what happens. Hopefully they stay in fourth place in the NFC East.
Left hand up.
Left hand up. All right.
Hey.
Speaking about left hand up, right foot down, kick the ball. World Cup 2022. Hey. World Cup International. Y'all hear us out there? We're going international. We're talking to y'all in Europe, Australia, Belgium, Poland, anywhere y'all got a football. Not American football. This is football.
You gotta say football.
Football.
Yeah, there you go.
We're talking international out here.
Let's get it. What's happening?
Tell me what you know about the World Cup, because I know a little bit. You know, we smart about this stuff. We do our research.
Yeah, man. Well, I know France won it back in 2018. The last World Cup that took place. My man Mbappe was out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He was out there doing his thing. I know the U.S. men's team qualified this year. You know, after not qualifying back in 2018.
Yep.
Shit. What else I got out here for you? It's in Qatar. You know what I'm saying?
Where is Qatar? I mean, I'm not
Middle
the
East.
best.
Middle East somewhere.
That was my guess. That was my guess, but I just didn't have the pinpoint of it.
Yeah. Don't tell me. I don't know what it's next to, but I know it's in the Middle East. I know it's out there. I know the reason why they plan it in the fall is because you know the World Cup is normally in the summertime.
Yeah.
So they pushed it back to the fall because it's so damn hot out there, and the temperatures and condition is just too extreme for any athlete or anybody to be out there. So they pushed it back, and it's in the fall. It starts November 20th to December 18th. So yeah.
All right.
Man. Yeah, man. Shit. In 2026, the World Cup, you know where we're supposed to be at in 2026?
Where?
United States, baby.
Ooh, you know what?
I
might try to get a ticket to that, you know?
They said in 2026, the World Cup is supposed to be between US, United States, Mexico, and Canada. So
that would be dope. Come
yeah,
on,
man.
give us that ticket.
Yeah, well, hopefully we got a team that can qualify and be in it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You know the best finished Team USA, men's Team USA has ever had in the World Cup.
Yeah, I do. It was 1930, G.
Hey!
This is the first World Cup ever, G. Come on, man. Come on, G. Come on, man.
Oh, I love it. What place?
Man, I don't know what place they got in. I don't know what place. I think they was they fourth?
Third.
Okay. Yeah.
Good stuff, Jay.
Yeah, man. Hey, I was a little hurt while I was researching it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I said, damn, that's it. That's where the buck stopped. But yeah, man, 1930, man. They went to the semifinals, man. So it's tough for us.
If y'all don't know how the World Cup works, there are 8 groups with 4 teams in each group. They play a round robin kind of thing where they play everybody in their group. Top 2 teams from each group advance to a single elimination tournament of top 16 teams. Like Jay said, we had France that won it last year. Mbappe, he is the #1 player to watch in the World Cup.
That's my man's in them. They won it 4 years ago, G. 4 years ago. Not
4 years ago. Yeah. The last country to ever go back-to-back was only been Italy in 1934 and 38, and the Brazil team in 58 and 62. Those are the only countries to ever go back-to-back. So the French team is one of the favorites. Like 2018 when Mbappe came through,
he was about that life. Yeah,
he was like his speed was on another level. He was just like pew, gone. It was pretty sick. He's been slumming as they want to say in like his regular season.
Yeah, with PSG.
There's so many different professional joints and leagues. I don't know that, to be honest, but yeah, he has not performed up to his international hype, as they say.
Paris. It's been some things going on with some news with him over in Paris Saint-Germain. I think, but he did just re-sign a contract. They didn't know if he was going to leave or if he was going to stay. He was talking about leaving at one point, but he ended up re-signing. So yeah, it's been some stuff going on with him. But yeah, so
I guess France is one of the favorites. You know who the betting favorite is?
Brazil.
I mean, if you don't know nothing about soccer, bet on Brazil. Bet on Brazil.
Brazil, man.
Chances they got a chance. They have got a chance no matter what.
Yeah, so they nice with it.
And I mean, I would have loved to go into that World Cup in Brazil. I know that thing was off the chain. I bet.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Hey, shout out to the beautiful women down in Brazil. You know, we
shout out to our Brazilian fans out there. Hey.
But some other things to watch for, some milestones and records that could be broken this year. I mean, you got everybody. He's considered one of the GOATs. Messi.
I was going to ask you.
He's one of the guys you always got to watch. And He's good. He's most likely he's breaking Diego Maradona's record, who holds the record for most individual appearances in World Cup matches at 21. Messi is on his tail at 19. And I'm pretty so he plays 3 matches. He's passed him. So he's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. So that's one thing. Other things to look for is 4 men in the history have scored 4 different World Cups. 4 different World Cups. That's 16 years apart. Pele, Miroslav Klose. I'm gonna butcher these names. Uwe Seeler and Cristiano Ronaldo. Hey. If Ronaldo scores in Qatar, he'll be the only man to score in 5 different World Cups. So he's another GOAT, as they call him. It's either you a Messi fan or a Ronaldo fan. That's how it used to be.
Yeah, I think it's still kind of like that to this day. But I never forget, man. I had a run-in with Messi. He actually came to my place of employment, man, and that shit was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like he came through. They had Secret Service everywhere, bro. It was fucking crazy, man. And it's crazy because he walked around as if he was regular being you, bro. Like he didn't it was pandemonium. Like people were trying to sneak into stay in the bathroom. They were trying to we had so many employees that were let go because they were taking pictures of them and all kind of stuff like that. It was sad, but it was crazy. It was like complete pandemonium when they played a friendly match here back a few years ago. So yeah, that Messi story, that shit lives with me to this day, man. It was wild as shit.
That's definitely cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm like, damn, like, you know how we go crazy for stars, like here, like you may see, like, if people don't know who Messi is like basketball's version of Jordan. Like he's like Jordan or whoever your idol player in sports is.
Whatever
like,
sport it is. That's him.
Like he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? So people were going crazy for him, and it was like a scene. Like I knew he was a huge player, but I was like, damn, like that shit was crazy, bro. Like crazy. He was there with us for like a whole week. That shit was crazy. So yeah. So I'm rooting for Messi. I want him to get. I was gonna ask you, do you think that he gets it? Like, do you think he goes out on top? You think his team wins it and he just like fades the black? Or
I mean, Argentina, they did pretty good last year, or not last year, but the last World Cup is what I'm saying. So I think they got a chance. I think they make it into the World Cup. The 16 teams, I think they got Poland in their group as well. So I think that's their tough matchup. But I think they can make a run, and as any team can make a run in this thing. That's once you get in there, you can just ride that thing. You got any picks for us? Early guesses? Because it starts Sunday. November 20th, right?
Sunday. It starts with the home team, the hosting team, Qatar versus Ecuador. Damn, did I say that right? Ecuador. Yeah. So they play Ecuador. That's the opening game, and then I think Monday is when the games start. You know, more games come on. I believe the U.S. men's team, for those, I think they play Monday, if I'm not exact. But I'm rooting for Messi, Argentina. Like I told you, I'm an Mbappe fan, so I go with with France. I like Belgium. My man Romelu Lukaku.
A lot of people have been talking about Belgium as a good run here.
Yeah, so I like those, and I don't want to say Brazil because they're the favorite to win it. I like underdogs. And I know France just won it, so they can't be really considered as an underdog. But I'm running with. If I'm a root, I guess I'm a root for Argentina.
Okay.
I want to see Messi win it. Go out on top. I think it'll be a great story. Who you got?
I've been reading up on the stuff. You know, they say Senegal might be a sleeper.
Okay.
They like Belgium a lot this year.
Yeah.
Argentina has the most money put on them right now, as a whole, as everybody. Argentina has the most money put on them. So I think. Oh, yeah.
You going with the home team?
I like you. I like underdogs as well. So hey, let's go USA.
Hey, I knew G's gonna do it.
USA.
Hey,
I think they got a chance in that bracket in the group. So they got a chance to get out the bracket.
They got a tough group. They They in there with England, Wales, and Iran. Yeah. So they're in Group B for those who want to keep an eye on the USA team.
And one surprise, Italy is not. I was looking through all the groups. Italy is not in this.
They're not in the World Cup?
They are not in the World Cup.
Wow.
And I used to fucks with Italy hard back in the day. I like Craig. It was Baggio, not Baggio. Oh yeah, it was Baggio. I think he was a beast back in the day.
Okay. And just another little tidbit going for 2026, it's going to go from 32 teams to, I believe, 48 teams for that next World Cup here in the United States, in Mexico, and Canada. So it's going to be an expansion. So those teams that you mentioned, in like Italy, they might be in a World Cup in the next 4 years.
I mean, that gives us a better chance for the U.S. to keep getting in the World Cup too.
Hey. Let's rattle one of these things off. Yeah, man. It would be good. I'm not gonna lie. It would be good to see the USA team bring one home too. That'd be dope too. Bring their first one home.
Their odds are plus 10,000.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Plus 10,000. Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, if y'all don't know, we from Maryland. Sports betting is about to go legal. Online sports betting apps, all that. So if you're listening to us, make sure you get on all those apps. Take all those offers they're giving you. Free $200, free $100. Put $100 on USA. See what happens. See what happens. See what happens on this future stuff. That if you put $100 on that I think that was that 10. That's probably $10,000 at least.
Hey, it's a good chunk of change.
That's a good come up right there. That's a great come up.
Most definitely.
So. Speaking about come ups or Vikings last week. Going back to last week in the NFL. Or did you want to say anything else about the World Cup?
No. Go ahead. I was gonna put a pin in and just say we getting ready to come up on the Turkey Bowl this year too. So Thanksgiving is coming up. We about to do the Turkey Bowl this year too. So the third year, the Turkey Bowl. So we're gonna be out there. So yeah, that's coming up. This
our producer Mike T puts this thing together every year. It's third year in a row. Got different hoods from the area. It's all everybody gets love out there. It's no drama. We can just go out there, play good football. Whatever teams wins. That's how it goes. Nobody
leave with the bragging rights.
Usually, refs probably get cussed out because hey, that's what refs do. Nobody likes refs, and that's how things happen.
G was shining in there, doing his thing. He's got some memorable moments and whatnot. So,
Oh man, I haven't been in one yet.
Shit, my bad. Okay.
I haven't been in one yet. Otherwise, I might have some major shining moments down there. I don't know.
Hey, I ain't mad at you, but yeah,
I'm gonna try to get down there, but I got family there. It was almost canceled, and then he said last minute it's still going down. So I'm probably doing a family joint.
That was all right. No worries. But yeah, man, we definitely wanted to shout out the Turkey Bowl this year, third annual Turkey Bowl taking place this year, and it should be fun, good times, reliving our youth moments. So yeah, so shout out Mike for that.
Yes, sir.
Now you go ahead. You talking about the Vikings?
Vikings last week living their best life. They beat the Buffalo Bills 33-30 in overtime. Big deal or nah, as Jay would say?
Man, it's definitely a big deal. I don't. It's definitely a big deal. They came into Buffalo and they won, point blank. Period. Right. To me, I think the game was really kind of sloppy. It definitely had some memorable moments. Justin Jefferson, to be exact, had a hell of a catch. Probably one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. But the Vikings, for them to come out and win that game, just shows that they tough. They're a tough team. They're gonna be tough to beat, and they're never out of the game. I honestly thought that they were gonna lose. I thought when they were down 27-17, I thought Kirk Cousins looked like he was beat up, like he was broken. I didn't think that they had it in them, and they came back. I think Buffalo I think they lost the game. They truly lost the game between the play calling, the execution, and they lost it. So shout out to Minnesota doing their thing. Kirk Cousins came through.
Kirk Cousins definitely came through for him. That is fact. Usually, everybody always talks about how Kirk crumbles under the pressure. Well, I mean, he didn't have the greatest game statistically, but he did what he needed to get him down there, Let Dalvin Cook run it in a couple times. He was 357, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But his counterpart, Josh Allen, did not outduel him. He's got 330 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions as well. So point blank, Kirk Cousins kind of outplayed Josh Allen. And now you're saying Josh Allen folds in big games too. They're saying he don't produce in big games.
Especially in overtime.
Oh, overtime is not his friendly thing.
He is 0-4 in overtime.
That is
as good as Josh Allen is. He's 0-4. And I was watching the game. I rewatched the game again earlier today. And as I was watching it, Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions right now with 10. He's had like two games with multiple interceptions, and I think like one of them or two of them in the red zone. Like he's thrown like a few red zone picks. It looks like he's forcing it a little bit too much. Like I don't know what he's seeing per se, but like some of those passes are really bad passes, and like it's 4th and 2. This is what I don't understand right here. Maybe you can break it down for me, G. I don't understand why a lot of these teams. Buffalo was up 27-17. They had it on 4th and 2. Why not go for the field goal? Why not kick the 3 and go up 30-17? Instead, they go for it on 4th and 2. Josh Allen throws a pick. Minnesota gets the ball. They go, and then I think Dalvin Cook broke or they went down the field and scored a touchdown. Like, I don't understand these teams, why they continuously go for it on 4th down so early in games.
They have this little paper in front of them that all the coaches have. It's a little sheet, and they call it analytics. And they don't use their mind. They look at it and say, oh, this says 4th and 2, 3 minutes left. I'm up by this. It says go for it. Okay, we're going for it. And it's like use your fucking common sense. Like Mike McCarthy. We're going to get into that game too.
I know.
Take the field goal. Take the points. Like that is a saying. There is a reason that saying has been developed and keep being used year to year in professional sports. Take the points.
The points. Yeah. And I think that's what got Minnesota back in the game. When he threw that pick on 4th and 2, Minnesota got the ball. They went right down the field, scored a touchdown. It was 24-27. And I mean, Minnesota act like they ain't really won it neither, because after the crazy ass missnap from Josh Allen and them, Minnesota went into prevent defense, and I mean they just let them go down the field like that with no issue to kick a field goal. So I mean it was a great game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm watching it just like, what kind of defense are y'all in? Do y'all really want to win? But it was a great game. I ain't gonna lie. It had you on the edge of your seat. Justin Jefferson again, and Stephon Diggs had a great catch too.
He had a great game too.
Yeah,
he had a real good game.
But Justin Jefferson, that catch, man,
that was sick. That was a sick catch.
It was so sick. It was so sick that his gloves and his arm sleeve went into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how sick
I think it's also the moment too when it happened too. So it just made it bigger as well. But hey,
it was 4th and 18.
I told y'all the Vikings for real this year. I said that early in the season. They're easily winning that division, and they're one of the best teams in the NFC, and if not the NFL. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they keep rolling. They just beat the number one team in the NFL with the number one quarterback in the NFL. As all of these analysts across the country always say, how Josh Allen is the best thing since sliced bread type shit. Who knows? But
and don't they have like the number one defense?
Yep, number one defense as well. So let's see. I guess analytics didn't work out that time. Just like for this next game, my Cowboys, analytics did not work out for them. Mike McCarthy, you got it was about a 53-yard field goal lined up. Our guy easily makes this field goal. We go up 31-28 in overtime, and see if we can stop Aaron Rodgers for once. You know, why not give the defense a chance? Our defense has been playing amazing all season. They did not have a good game this past one. They gave up a lot of big runs, a lot of explosive plays on the ground. So we will see. We will see how that. But we lose. We give hope to the fucking Packers. We give hope to their season. They could have been 3-7, and they would be an afterthought in every playoff that you speak of. And now we can sniff it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Y'all were up 14 going into the 14. Fourth. And I don't know what happened. Again, Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what it was. Like Tony Pollard was doing his thing, Dak was doing his thing. I think y'all got some penalties. Like y'all were looking good. Y'all were moving the ball down the field. And yeah, I was like, damn, like Green Bay is about to be done. But again, like you said, your defense didn't play up to what they were supposed to do. Or Green Bay found offense somehow, some way. But I was a little disappointed in y'all. Y'all got a few penalties too. Y'all got a few bad calls as well. That didn't go y'all way. But again, I thought Mike McCarthy should have kicked it. I'm a real huge fan of momentum, and I think that a lot of that changes, during these games, man. Like when you miss a field goal, of course the team starts where y'all failed at, but it just gives them the momentum. So when you go for it on 4th down and overtime and you don't get it, you know what I'm saying? Like you automatically give the other team momentum. So I thought y'all should have kicked the field goal, or maybe even punted it. But I would have went for the field goal. You said your kicker got a strong enough leg. I would have went for the field goal and just left it at that. But I'm not for it going for it. And I think it burned y'all. It burned y'all because they took missed that failed attempt and went right down the field and kicked the field goal.
Yep, won the game. In a matter of a couple plays, even. It wasn't even that long.
Because they didn't have that far to go. Because y'all were on like the 30, the 30, 40. So
the 30, 34, 35-yard line.
Yeah, so you get a 15-yard pass. Hey, it is what it is. But
any games from last week that caught your eye?
We kind of briefly mentioned it. The Commanders game, they clipped Philly. Philly didn't really play that well as they had been playing. So definitely shout out to the Commanders. The Chicago and Lions game caught my attention. That was a really good game. And Justin Fields
is in fuego right now.
Yeah. You just traded for him. I seen that too.
I made a move to get him in our league, in our podcast league. Hell yeah. Because our old podcaster Willie, he got Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. He don't need Justin Fields. So I threw a couple offers to him before. He countered. So I had to go get him because I got Russell Wilson, and I can't believe in Russell Wilson right now.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Had him last year. But seeing Justin Fields, seeing his emergence is it's great to see. He's going as a quarterback. He's been lighting it up. So shout out to him, Justin Fields. Can continue to watch him grow as a quarterback. And Tom Brady trying to catch a pass. Pretty fucking hilarious too, if you didn't see that.
He tweeted about that. He said, "Yo, you lucky I slept because I was about to moss you."
Yeah, exactly. That shit was hilarious. Let me ask you this though: where do you think OBJ is going?
Hey, come down to fucking Texas, baby. You know how we do it down there. We do it bigger, we do it better. We're gonna give you that stuff. We're gonna pay you that money, and we need you down there. We need you down there.
Yeah,
I think he's overrated at this point with coming off the injury, definitely. But we need him. So
yeah,
we need some type of offense because
y'all been rolling, man. Y'all got CD Lamb. Y'all been rolling, but I mean, he's definitely can help. He definitely can help. I think he'll end up going there. I thought he would probably go to Kansas City, maybe, with Mahomes.
Since he got Kadarius Toney, I think they feel good over there receiver wise. That they're saying that he could go back home to New York too.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's another favorite.
Nah, you're not gonna get the ball, man. Like it's a run heavy offense. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say he's not gonna get the ball. They do need some receivers, but I just think that they're similar to Tennessee. They're a run heavy team with Saquon. Saquon's doing his thing. So I don't know. But I think he'll end up in Dallas, either Dallas. I think he'll end up there. I would like to see him in Baltimore though, with Lamar.
But we'll see. Hey.
But yeah.
We'll see. He picked up Deshaun Jackson. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I know. They're not gonna get Odell.
Deshaun Jackson ain't catching but 5 balls all season.
Yeah, Paul. I would like for him to come to Nashville, but hey, wishful thinking. But hey, it's all good though, man.
What games you looking forward to this week NFL week 11? NFL week 11.
Well, my boys, we got Green Bay. And I would like for us that'll be a really good win for us. If we can go up to Lambeau, get a win, and rest some of these players. Then we got Buffalo and Cleveland. We got Buffalo and Cleveland, which is supposed to be a snow game, which is supposed to be 2 feet of snow.
It's supposed to be possibly more. They moved the game.
They did?
Yeah, they moved the game, so it's going down in Detroit now.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh.
Yep. I was because I've been keeping up on it because I got a couple of guys with fantasy. So if it's snowing like that, passing game is not happening, pretty much. So it got moved to Detroit. It's like I just getting like babyfied. I was gonna say another word. You got
a kid. You got the kid.
I got a kid here,
too. Yeah. Some old. I didn't know they moved the game. I was looking forward to the game being a snow game, man.
Right?
When did they? Come on, man. I got Josh Allen and Nick Chubb, so I was trying to keep an eye on it as well.
Nick Chubb would have been safe. Nick Chubb would have been safe because he would have broke a couple of long ones.
Yeah. So. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, how you gonna move the game to a no fun league, man?
It's whack.
Terrible, man.
Let them play in the snow.
Exactly, man. That's what you live to play for, man.
Hell yeah.
Another game is y'all in Minnesota. Looking forward to seeing that game. And
we're favored in that game.
Yeah, man. I think for y'all defensive presence, y'all defensively, man. Yeah, I think y'all this will be a good game. And last but not least, man, the AFC East, the Jets and the Patriots, bro. Like, who would have thought the AFC East would have been better than the AFC West?
That's not. Yeah, we were not talking about that
at all.
That's what I mean. We did say watch out for the Jets. I know we talked about the Dolphins being really good.
You called the Dolphins winning the division, so yeah.
But we didn't think the whole division was gonna be this good.
No, not at all. Both East divisions are doing well, but the Jets and the Patriots, I think, is going to be a big game as well. So yeah, man, those are the games that I'm looking forward to watching and keeping my eyes on, man. And yourself, what game? Oh yeah, Giants play the Lions in New York. So what games you looking forward to watching?
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to the Cowboys Vikings game, because hopefully, you know, if we go in Minnesota and beat them in Minnesota, that'll be a big turnaround for us, and that is definitely needed for our squad right now. I'll tell you that. We need Zeke back, in my opinion, as well.
Is he coming back? I like Tony Pollard, man.
Yeah, Tony Pollard is great, but this past game, that was the first time he's ever had over 15 carries in his career, college and NFL. So he's not built to be a bell cow. He's definitely not built to block anybody, and that causes a lot of problems in the backfield usually. I mean, I love Tony Pollard. He's electric and everything. He's lightning right there, no doubt about it. But
definitely,
Zeke, there's a reason why Zeke is who Zeke is, and people it's not about all his runs. It's about everything else he brings to the team, you know.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't get paid big money for all that, but that's what he does.
Hey, okay, all right.
Some betting games. You cover most of the games I like. Some betting games though, I like. Oh man, I'm saying it. Commanders. Commanders. Commanders -3 at the Texans. Texans have the worst run defense in the entire league. And after what Commanders just did to the Eagles, I think Brian Robinson runs all over them. Antonio Gibson, if he's healthy, he's going to run all over him. Taylor Heineke might run all over him. Like, I think they beat the Texans by more than 3 points. So that's my one bet there. Then also, I go money line on this: Bears versus the Falcons in Atlanta. Justin Fields on turf. Ooh-wee. He is going to be electric.
Yeah.
If you got a prop bet where Justin Fields runs over 60 yards rushing, I don't know what the prop bet is this week, but you take that bet. He's going to put up another hundo. Another hundo at least. And I'm going to love it on my fantasy team this week. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, yeah, Hey, I ain't mad at you. Hey, I was trying to, that's not a bad thing. That's not bad at all. The bet, I'm going with the Lions beating the Giants.
Okay.
That's my upset pick of the week, man. I'm going with the Lions over the Giants. The Giants are favored by 3.5. So I'm going Lions money line on that. I think, I don't know, man. I don't want to take this team, but I feel like the Raiders might get Denver, man. I think
see, Raiders, I'm on the opposite spectrum of this.
You think Denver gets?
I got Denver keep making the Raiders lose more and more.
They gonna make Derek cry again.
They gonna make him cry. They gonna make Josh McDaniels cry. They gonna make Devontae Adams renege on his trade.
Man, like, it's bad, man. I was gonna ask you about that, man. What did you take from Derek Carr crying in the press conference, man?
I didn't get the chance to see it. I heard it, but I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Like, it shows he got emotion, though. You know, he wants to win.
It shows that, and what I took from it was, they're gonna use me as the scapegoat, and I'm gonna get let go. They want to fire. I'm sure they want to get rid of Josh Daniels, but the money is hung up so bad that they can't fire another coach and then continue to pay Gruden his huge contract that they were paying him, and he's got the lawsuit on the outside going in. So they don't have enough money to get rid of Josh McDaniels and bring another coach in. So they're gonna get rid of Derek Carr, and I think he sees that. And he realizes that, and they brought his college buddy over, Devontae Adams, and now he's going to have to depart, and they're going to probably get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young out of the draft. And they're gonna go from there. And you know, yeah. So I think that's what he kind of saw from there. But I mean, yeah, he's competitive. He wants to win, and a guy who was just on ESPN came out the booth and just beat him. So yeah, that would make me cry too. But I think that the Raiders are gonna beat Denver, man.
You want to do a push-up bet?
I'm not messing with nobody. I get you a sit-up bet. I'm not messing with the push-ups. I get you some sit-ups though. No. I'm not betting on Las Vegas Raiders. That's not what I'm doing, bro. Like, no, lie. I'm not. Nah, dog.
Oh man.
Now, if it was like y'all and the Vikings, I actually think y'all are gonna win. I think Minnesota's gonna lose that game. But like, if it was a better matchup game, yeah. But nah, I'm not betting on no Raiders. No.
I totally agree. The Raiders with whatever pick they're gonna get in the NFL is gonna be great. They're not passing up on a quarterback. So Derek Carr, get your bags, go hang out with Baker Mayfield somewhere.
Yeah, man, this is a done deal for him, man. I think it's a wrap. Wrapped up.
Speaking about bad quarterbacks and stuff, let's we got one last mid-season here. We got NFL, and let's make our own NFL awards out here for mid-season. Hey. Who's your MVP so far in this season?
Somebody that we didn't really think that we didn't think he was gonna have as good of a season because he lost one of his dynamic pieces, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is out here doing Patrick Mahomes thing, putting up numbers. He's got 2,936 yards, 25 touchdowns, QBR of 78.6. I think he's definitely up there. He's my number one, and then maybe you can go with Saquon. Saquon's putting up numbers too. I try to go away from just the quarterback situation. I like Tua as well, and I like Jalen Hurts. But right now, Pat Mahomes is the guy right now.
Yeah, you took that. You took it right off my notes right there. Right off my notes. Patrick Mahomes is definitely MVP right now. Like you said, he lost Tyreek Hill. He's got a bunch of just a group of guys that catch the ball for receiver pretty much that nobody else wanted on their squad.
Yeah.
He signed him, and he is slinging that thing, doing what Patrick Mahomes does. And through this season, Josh Allen still being talked about as the best quarterback in the league. Like, where 2 years ago, Mahomes is the greatest thing that ever hit that thrown a football, and y'all just switched your style up. Like, it's crazy about this stuff. Like, Mahomes is still the GOAT and at the quarterback for me, and there's nobody even close to him in the league.
Yeah, and I remember we had this somewhat of a debate in the summer, and I was kind of like Josh Allen. I was kind of like Lamar Jackson, and I've kind of like swayed over to that. Like, it's truly Patrick Mahomes. What Patrick Mahomes is doing and can do is phenomenal. I'm interested to see if Juju's going to play this week. He took a really bad hit last week, and he was in concussion protocol. They got a huge game, Sunday night game against the Chargers. But Patrick Mahomes, man, he's that guy. He beat my boys on Sunday night a week or two ago, which I hated. But, it just shows the talent that Patrick Mahomes has. You know what I'm saying? And what he can do and how he affects the game. So it would have been crazy for me to come on here and say anybody other than Patrick Mahomes.
Since you took Mahomes from me, I'm going to throw Tua out there. And if I don't throw Tua, I'm going to throw his teammate Tyreek Hill out there. Tyreek Hill's on pace to break the single season record of receiving yards. And the way it's going, he's going to do it. Tua hasn't lost a football game that he started all season. So
yeah, I got Tua on my notes too. I definitely got Tua on there. I have Tyreek Hill as my offensive player of the year. Well, I don't know if I've seen some people do offensive player of the years. So I had him as like my offensive player of the year. Most definitely. He's averaging 122 yards per game. Yeah. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. Like, come on, man. He's out
and his teammate Jalen Waddle is like 300 yards behind him type shit.
Yeah, he's reaping the benefits because Jalen Waddle he was good, but he wasn't this good until Tyreek got here. So definitely that just shows you the effect that Tyreek, the impact that Tyreek Hill has.
All right, who you got for rookie of the year?
Rookie of the year, I'm going Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker from Seattle, man. Offensive rookie of the year. I was kind of going with the guy from the Jets that got hurt.
Breece Hall. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was definitely the favorite.
I was going with Breece Hall. But I'm going with Kenneth Walker. All
right. So, defensive rookie of the year or defensive MVP? Which one you want?
I'm going defense. So I'll give you both. Defensive rookie of the year. I was going with Sauce Gardner, and then behind him was Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
And then defensive player of the year is your boy, man. Parsons, man.
You got my Google sheet right here, my Google Notes. What the hell going on here?
Hey, man. Hey, what can I say, man? Great minds thinking like, but I mean, it's just what it is, man. Like, we see the same thing. We got to,
Yep. Hey.
But that's how I got it broken down right now, man.
That's what's up. Hey, that's a wrap for us out here, fellas. If you didn't know, get on the Maryland betting apps. Get them quick because they might be betting by Thanksgiving and they want it back in action for the World Cup. That's too much money to lose.
Too much money. Also, too, on a serious note, I meant to say this at the beginning of the show. I just want to send condolences out to the University of Virginia, the players and people that were affected in that shooting incident. Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., Deshaun Perry. Those were the three players who were killed in the shooting at the University of Virginia. So just want to send condolences to their families, to all those who were affected. I believe 2 other people were hit as well. So I just wanted to send that condolences. That's here in our area. Regardless of where it is, it's just a sad and heartbreaking story. The other story that's pretty bad right now is the Shaquilla Robinson situation, a young lady who was murdered in Mexico as well. So I just want to send condolences out to to those families and friends, man. Both 2 sad stories to hear. So condolences to them on that note. That's all I want to get out there.
Good stuff. Good shout outs, man. Hey, if y'all don't know, find me at Twitter, G Money Caveman, at G Money Caveman on Twitter. Find us at 613 Faye Productions on all your Spotify podcasts, everything. Give us a like, comment, anything. Facebook group, The Man Cave Sports Podcast. We put out lots of information daily out there. Thanks to our man Jay right here. Shout out to Jay.
No problem, work. Man.
I reap the benefits because I try to look good.
Hey man, it's all good, man. Definitely come join us on the Facebook sports page. Come check us out. Don't forget to check out our brothers in the Four Corners of Wrestling podcast with Soul Man, Quavo, Jay Will, King Mill, Mike, Colin, you motherfucker, you got me in fantasy this week or last week. You got me. But shout out to them brothers over there as well. I'm Jae Jones. You can find me on all social media platforms under Jae Jones. That's Twitter, Facebook, IG, TikTok. Holla at us. Go Blazers. Shout out to Blazers.
Sir.
We rooting for y'all. Go Blair. Holla at us, man. Thanksgiving coming up too. Y'all make sure y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Catch us. Hopefully we're going to have some footage of that turkey bowl game. So definitely, like I said, follow us on social media. We got all kind of events going on. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and keep up with everything we got going 613 related, man. We building something different over here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, y'all will not hear us until after y'all stuffed your bellies with some Thanksgiving food out there. Whether y'all fry the turkey, cook chicken, cook pollo, cook steak, whatever it is you do, you better have some good ass mac and cheese if I'm coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
be safe, be with y'all's families. Love y'all. Peace.
Be easy.